motor in a Black & Decker LPHT120. It's a pole hedge trimmer. It's basically got a 20-volt battery pack, and this is the old motor that stopped working after the brushes burned up. So that's what the old motor looks like. And basically I reordered a new motor, the RS-550S. Goes from 6 to 24 volts. This is a 20-volt system. So it actually fits in here. It's the same size. And basically you got to take out a couple screws here. And then underneath on this white plastic, there's a couple screws where the motor will then come out. You can take the old one out, put the new one in, and reassemble the unit back in the reverse order, and solder on your plus and minus wires onto the old battery connections, and it's good to go. I believe this motor as a replacement was probably like $10 or so. So it beats replacing the whole unit if you're up for replacing the motor. Hope you find this video helpful. This right here is my new motor that's been working, but I wanted to extend the video on this particular repair because I had a few questions coming in. Basically, to get this gear off of here, you put a screwdriver in between the motor and the gear, and then you kind of twist it counterclockwise or clockwise, and if you get it in there, you can twist off this gear head, and then when you put a replacement motor in there, you just take that gear and then tap it back on. And you probably want just a little bit of space clearance between the motor and the gear. To put the motor back in, there's two screws here that hold the motor into the plastic piece, and you can see on this side the motor's flush with the plastic. Next, I'm going to take this piece right here with these two screws right here and put it on the outside of the motor to hold the rest of it in. Now I've got the two screws in here holding this little metal piece that fits near the shaft of the motor. So that's in there. The next item to go on would be this flywheel head. It's basically going to go right here, and then the gears will be touching the motor gears. Now I put the big flywheel on the pin here, right there in the middle, and that fits in there nicely. Notice these two bolt holes right here; those have to be aligned up with the plastic. So if you spin the flywheel, you'll get the holes to align up perfectly, and then you'll have this little metal piece on the bottom here that gets put through, and here's how the spacers are being set up. So basically this bolts onto the bottom there, and that little hole goes over the flywheel post. Lastly, we're going to take this metal bracket that's got screws, and we're going to place it into this plastic on the top where the two bolts are coming through. And here you got the motor on the top with the flywheel on the bottom, and we'll tighten those two bolts together with this metal brace right there. Lastly, we have a couple of 8mm bolts here that need to be tightened down. Here we have this metal bracket holding on the flywheel, and then on this side you can kind of see that the metal brace is got the bolts screwed into them. So this whole unit is then going to go back inside of this piece right there, and then we'll put the final piece on as well. And now the gearbox is back into the plastic housing, and you can see the wires are going through the cracks to be held in position. So that pretty much should finish the repair.